Hey guys, today me and Brooklyn are gonna be reading creepy Reddit stories. So yeah, come join us. R slash scary stories. Or should we go R slash no sleep? I feel like scary stories. My daughter's smart mirror logged 14 wake word activations in the night. The wake word is Mariah. That's or Mara? That is not the name she was saying. Should I read that one?
Sure.
Okay. It's by The Urban Read. 1 hour ago.
Oof.
Okay.
Recent.
We bought my daughter one of those smart mirrors for her birthday in March. She turned 11. A voice activated. It's voice activated and reads bedtime stories, does a little augmented reality where cartoon stars float over your reflection. Okay, that's cool. I never had one.
Me either.
Could say my parents were probably too poor, but I never had one. It tracks a streak if you use it every night and grows a digital garden. That's really cute. She is the street keeper of street keepers. The garden is enormous. Good for her. Yeah, she's crocheting in the back. We're also filming on her phone. So,
Yeah, that's right.
hey guys, y'all
I'm
getting
pointing with my toe.
Yeah, you guys are getting two angles. I set it up, I made the account, I picked the permissions, and I clicked agree without reading any of it.
I don't read any
Don't
of the.
do that.
I don't read any of the.
But I don't either. So, somewhere in that wall of text, it explains that the cloud keeps a log of every wake word activation. 6 seconds of audio before the trigger, 10 seconds after. Product improvement, they call it. We let her name the mirror, and she called it Mara because she wanted it to have a name. For 7 months, nothing. 3 or 4 activations a night tops. Most nights, 0. First of all, I know that the camera is focusing and unfocusing so much, and that's because I had autofocus on the camera. And I didn't figure this out the whole video, so I'm so sorry. I'm a horrible YouTuber. Flame me in the comments, but I fixed it. Next video will be better, I promise. I promise. I don't know how I didn't figure out that fucking autofocus was on, but anyway. It's fixed now, don't worry. Then, one morning in late October, my phone says 14 new activations overnight. All of them between 2:47 and 3:09 in the morning. I press play on the first one standing in my kitchen. Room tone, sheets rustling, and then my daughter's voice, soft and deliberate in the dark. One word, Mary. The model heard something close enough to Mara and started recording. It is allowed to be wrong like that. The second clip was the same, so was the third. You already know which name a girl says 3 times in the dark. I learned it at a sleepover in 1990. Apparently it gets around. Was she saying Bloody Mary?
That's my guess.
Because she was saying Mary, so maybe Bloody Mary? The fourth clip was longer, 16 seconds. She was not chanting anymore. She was having half of a conversation. The mic caught fragments. Are you, do you, then a stretch of breathing I have replayed more times than I want to admit, and then very clearly. Still there. Clip 13 is one I cannot get rid of. My daughter very calmly saying, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, okay. In the morning I asked her, casually, as she managed to drive to school, whether she had a friend named Mary. She watched the air vent for a second and said, no. Then she said, not yet. Burn the house and leave your daughter in it. That's all I have to say. I tried the company support line that afternoon. A tired, kind woman read me the privacy policy in the voice of a flight attendant pointing at it at exits. The mirror cannot record without the wake word, she said. I asked if I should be worried. There was a pause, and then she went off script. Sure, I'd unplug it tonight.
Oof. The fact that she had to go off script to tell
that's crazy. She can get fired for that. I'd unplug it. I unplugged it that evening. At 2:47 the next morning, I woke up anyway. I found my daughter sitting up in bed, facing the dark mirror, the unplugged mirror. I said her name. She did not turn around. She said she was saying goodbye. Then she said the thing I have not repeated to my wife to anyone. I have not repeated to my wife or to anyone until typing it here. She said, I'm not the one who said it 3 times. I'm the one who let her out. What the hell? What the hell? What the
Okay.
hell? My mother is 73 and does not understand cloud apps. She understood this immediately. She gave me 3 rules in one phone call. Wrap the mirror in a sheet the way you cover one when somebody has died in the house, so what is leaving cannot catch sight of itself and decide to stay. Put it on the curb and do not watch who takes it, and know that the number was never 3. 3 is just a knock. The ones she keeps are the ones who keep calling. She also said if your girl tries to apologize to it, stop her. Apology is an invitation. It is the only one you can give without meaning it. The mirror went to the curb wrapped in our guest bedsheet. It was gone by morning. My daughter is fine, mostly. A week later, I caught her in front of an empty wall where it used to hang, starting to say she was sorry. I crossed the room faster than I could have ever moved in my life. Here's the part I am actually confessing. The cloud account stayed open. The 14 clips are still in it, and on Wednesday nights, with the house asleep, I listen to them. The ones that still have my daughter in them. You cannot sit in the dark with those 3 Marys in your ears week after week without starting to say them with her. Lips first, then under your breath, then out loud. 3 nights ago, a new activation appeared in the log. There is no mirror. There is no microphone in the house anymore. The clip is 6 seconds of room tone from a room that is not any room, and my daughter's voice from far away saying, no, I don't want to. Then a second voice, close patient, saying 1 word. Again. Then a third voice, close as a ball, tired, quiet, saying the name into the dark, the way I have said it every Wednesday for 6 weeks. It was mine. There is a delete all button in the privacy menu, soft gray button. I hover over it every week. I have not pressed it. I am not sure. I am the one deciding not to. I'm not sure how long.
I think he should delete it.
He said it was his voice?
I don't know.
I'm so confused. This person made me dyslexic.
Yeah, at the end I was like,
I don't know. This might be fake, but that's creepy. Good thing he got rid of the mirror, though.
Yeah, if it was real.
I don't know how to crochet, so I'll just be here reacting. So.
The police found evidence someone was living in my trunk. Okay. 11 hours ago.
Okay.
I still check my rearview mirror every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. There you go. Even when I'm parked in my own driveway. It's been months, but the smell of damp earth and rotting meat still haunts me. By the way, I have very bad stutter, so bear with me.
Yeah,
guys.
it's okay, girl.
Bear
with me. Where? Where's the bear?
Good
Okay.
question. I'm writing this down because if I don't, the weight of the secret will eat me alive. Someone was living in my trunk, and to this day, I don't know how they got in. The night
The butt cheeks?
Okay. The night in November, up in the northern Wisconsin. The snow was coming down so hard, I barely could see the edges of the road in front of my old Ford. I was heading home to Duluth? I don't know. I think it's a town in Wisconsin.
Probably.
But anyways, after a long business trip, and I was so exhausted, I was struggling to keep my eyes open. The heater was blasting, but the cold, it's still creeping in through those worn-out car doors. After driving for over 2 hours, I heard a faint tapping sound coming from the back seat. Oh my!
Ew.
I glanced in the rearview mirror quickly. I didn't see anything strange, but the child's sleep, the one I kept since my niece's visit in the summer, looked like it had shifted a few inches.
Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it. Burn it.
I convinced myself that the car had hit a patch of ice. Minutes later, a strange smell filled the car. It was a mix of damp earth and rotting meat. A wave of uneasy washed over me, so I pulled over to the side of the road to check things out. When I stepped out, the cold wind hit me like a wall. I shone my phone flashlight around the car, nothing. But then I noticed fresh footprints, oh my gosh, in the snow near my trunk. The wind was already blurring them.
No, thank
What? The wind was already blurring them, but it looked like someone had just been standing there a few moments ago. Wait! She stopped the car on the side of the road. So that means that the person that was supposedly in the trunk would have to quickly open the trunk somehow, run and get out and run out in less than like a minute.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
Yeah, make that make sense.
I rushed back into the car and locked the doors. When I turned the key, the dashboard lights dimmed, then flickered back on. The battery was old, so I didn't think much of it. But what really chilled me was a soft metallic click on the back, like someone had moved something inside the trunk. Okay, this isn't making sense.
It's not. I don't think this one's real.
Yeah, because how would the person have quickly gotten out of the car? Mind you, it's snowing hard. Have gotten out of the car, been able to get back in a few seconds, and actually hit something. Unless you... I don't know. Let's see. I tried to ignore it and kept driving, but the feeling that I was unrolling was growing. I kept checking the rearview mirror. At one point, I could have sworn something moved in the backseat, but when I turned around, nothing. Just dancing shadows cast by the headlights of a distant car and falling snow. About 10 minutes later, I hear a big rustling. It sounded like someone shifting the rate. Wait. A shiver raced down my spine. I turned the radio off, and silence filled the car. That's when I heard it again. This time, it was clear. It was coming from the trunk. I immediately pulled over, opened the door, stepped out with my phone light, and walked to the trunk. I was terrified to open it, but curiosity and fear pushed me as a flash. Guys, I know...
Don't be the one that dies first in the horror movie.
Yeah, curiosity killed the cat, but then something brought the cat back. I don't remember the full saying. But people shortened it to curiosity killed the cat, but they never said the second saying. Sorry for that. Oh my god. Okay, anyways. I didn't find a person or an animal, just an old metal toolbox, and I'd slid down, banging against the sides with every turn. I let out a breath of relief for a moment, but that relief didn't last. Right on top of the toolbox, I found an old basket. I didn't remember putting one there. It was damp, like someone had been using it. I stared at it for a few seconds before slamming the trunk shut and jumping back into my car. This isn't making sense. How do they quit? Unless, my guess is, it's so confusing because unless they, like, you know how, like, small cars, the trunk, they have those, like, trunks that, like, connect to the back seat. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. They have the
Yeah, unless, like, he can, like, easily squeeze through that, like, back seat thing.
Which is really hard to do, by the way.
Yeah.
I've tried.
I don't think there's anything in there. Because he would have to open the trunk by himself from the inside. I'm just assuming it's a he. By himself from the inside, run out and hide somewhere, and then before she drives off, he has to get back in. The fatigue was really messing with my head now. I decided to stop at the first gas station I could find. About 20 minutes later, I pulled into an old station off Highway 2. The lights were completely on. Come on. I mean, it technically landed.
Okay, go.
Anyways, but the lights were on, but the parking lot was completely empty. I walked inside, shivering from the cold and the nerves. The place was uncomfortably quiet. I called out for an attendant, but no one answered. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
No cars are there. I wandered past shelves until I reached the back office. There I found a coffee cup, still warm. A landline phone was off the hook, and a chair was overturned on the floor. Okay. My stomach sank. Sink or sank? I don't know. Sank. I'm sorry, guys. It was clear someone had left in a hurry very recently. I pulled out my phone to call the police, but signal was dead. I was trying to find a bar. I heard the front door of the station open slowly. I spun around, didn't see anyone, but fresh, wet snow tracks were leading from the entrance into the store. My breathing got fast, shallow. Logic was gone. I started backing up until I hit a glass drink cooler. That's when I saw it. In the reflection of the glass, there wasn't anybody standing behind me, but there was a real man, standing in between the aisles of the back of the store watching me. Silence. That's creepy.
That is crazy.
It's not making any sense, especially the car thing.
Serial killer / killer encounter.
Ooh.
I'm sure this topic has been touched on before, but I'm curious to hear the encounters people have had with either a serial killer or just a killer in general. Either first-hand or second-hand encounters. My best friend's mom was set up on a blind date with Ted Bundy in Utah. I guess she wasn't his type because he never called her for a second date.
That's crazy.
Have you ever had an encounter? Have you ever had any close encounters with a serial killer, murderer, creep, etc.? When I was 16, I babysat for a family of kids that all went to bed really early, by 8 p.m. So I always took homework. This place takes during a Midwest winter, so it's cold and snowing. Early in the night, I'd gotten a weird 911 alert on my phone that a convict had escaped from some prison and to be on the lookout. The only prisons I knew of in our state or far south, a 2+ hour drive from where we were, so I wasn't really concerned. We were upstairs getting ready for bed when the doorbell rang. The setup of the house allowed the person on the porch to see in, and there was no way to see who was there without being seen. You can also see the stairs easily. Kids wanted to see who it was, but it was bedtime, so I ignored it. I get the kids in bed, settle on the couch, and start reading my AP Psych book. The long side backs up to the wall of windows that looked out into a glass-walled sunroom, where the kids' toys are. I'm sitting on the short side of the couch. Maybe 15 minutes go by, and I hear a blood-curdling scream from upstairs. My brain panics a little, remembering the escaped convict, while obviously the guy couldn't have gotten upstairs without me knowing. I grab a knife from the block in the kitchen and head upstairs. Turns out it was just a night terror, and I spent probably 15 minutes trying to calm down his siblings and getting everyone back to sleep. I put the knife back, go back to reading. Parents got home, and I tell them about the doorbell, the 911 alert, and the terror I had. Next day, my dad, also my youth pastor, texted me to see if we'd gone outside to play in the snow or if I'd taken the trash out after the kids went to bed, because there's adult-sized footprints all over the place in the backyard. I said no. I hadn't brought warm enough clothing to be outside with the kids, and obviously I didn't want them out there by themselves. So he pulls the security footage. This is what he found. Man rings doorbell, not a man the family knows. He waits far longer than necessary on the front porch, peering in windows, etc., before walking around the side of the house and hopping the fence to the backyard. It is possible he saw me come down the stairs, and that's what triggered his walking around. He walks up to the glass wall of the sunroom right beside the Christmas tree and peers in at me, sitting on the short side of the L couch, so he sees my profile. He stands there in the freezing cold snow, watching me read my textbook for about 10 minutes. He jumps back, takes off, and out of the yard. I assume I startled him when I jumped up in response to the night terror scream. He may have seen me grab a knife, I'm not sure, but I've never been more thankful for a night terror. Turns out he was an escaped serial rapist and ended up breaking into a house and raping a 15-year-old girl who was home alone on the other side of the neighborhood. I never fucking saw him.
Oh my. I don't know if that's true,
Wow.
but like if it is.
Wow. Oh my god.
Now that's
She could have died if that kid didn't have a damn night terror. That is shocking. Oh my god, one of these random comments said my babysitter used to leave 2 minutes after my parents left and come back a few minutes before they got home. He brought me with ice cream and money. He later killed 2 people. One of them was our school nurse's daughter. I hope you realize you were probably an alibi for lesser crimes. Yeah.
So like.
So that was crazy.
I survived a serial killer.
And you lived to tell the tale?
So, okay, that's fine. Hi everyone, I am not gonna say here with not gonna say in 1983 when I was 11 years old, my sister and I were abducted outside of the library in not gonna say Florida, assaulted by whose crimes were escalated in nationwide killing. I don't know neither. Hopefully he's in jail or dead. Whose crimes escalated into nationwide killing sprees in I keep saying 18. It's 1984. He would later kidnap 12 women across the country, killing 9. Oof. Holly has reported intense about this case. She has helped me tell my story for the first time in May. Then admitted, I cannot speak, guys. Amid her reporting, found that Palm Beach County judge had essentially set Wilder free to not only attack me and my sisters, but also to go on this killing rampage the following year. Okay.
Holy crap. We'll sue them.
But like it goes into we'll be hostaging here. It's not even a story. It just tells you the first part of it, and then it says on June 25th. This was like a year ago, so it's like probably not even there. But like at June 25th, we'll be answering questions about my story. So it wasn't even a story. That sucked. So I guess here.
Dude, absolutely freaked out. I think I just experienced my first glitch in the Matrix. I want to start off by saying if the story seems all over the place, it just happened an hour ago and my brain is still trying to register it. It's okay, girl. We understand. So, I washed my bed sheets / pillowcases for my bed and the spare bedroom. I took everything out of the dryer and put it all into the clean laundry bin and then took out the other sheets out of the washer and put them into the dryer. I separated everything by room. I know I didn't make a mistake because I'm crazy like that and have to have shit perfect to make my life easier when making the beds.
Wait, this just reminded me of the story. So back when I was little, I used to have like a whole bunch of Shopkins. I was shocking this mess, and I remember I had two of the same ones, and that really irritated me for some reason. I put them both behind my back, and I was like, make one disappear, and I don't know what happened. Maybe it just like flew somewhere. I don't know. But I turned around and there was only one there, but I was for sure I put 2 there. So, I don't know what happened.
That was your first glitch in the Matrix, honey.
Yeah.
Anyway, I proceed upstairs to my bedroom to make my bed so I can go to sleep. I got the fitted sheet on the comforter, then took the clean pillowcases out of the basket and placed them onto the bed. Then I turned around to grab the pillows off of the love seat and I have in my bedroom. I turned my back around to put the pillowcases on put the pillowcases on. They were gone. Two very specific pillowcases. One has seashells on it, one has sea turtles on it. I mean, gone. I tore up my freshly made bed searching under the comforter, even the fitted sheet. I searched everywhere. They were gone. I swear I had them in my hands. I placed them onto the bed. I decided not to get frustrated, drive myself crazy, since I just wanted to go to bed. So I waited until the other sheets were done in the dryer so I could use those pillowcases for the night. Well, when I opened the dryer, guess what was there in it? The seashell pillowcase and the sea turtle pillowcase. Mixed in with the other bed sheets. I would never do that, and I had them in my hand all the way upstairs. I'm getting serious chills typing this, and my mind is spinning, because what just happened? What actually happened? Did I experience a glitch? Yeah, you did. So, I mean, if it was a laundromat, that would have been explainable, because laundromats get your shit mixed up so much. You don't even know what's in there. But that was crazy. You did experience your first glitch in the Matrix, honey.
And I was too young to even know what it was.
Yeah.
My glitch in the Matrix story 4 years ago. Okay. It seems short, but then it's also in like one all paragraph, so.
We'll see.
Okay, so this one is kind of mundane,
Mm-hmm.
but it still fucks me up and confuses me more than anything. I don't know why. I feel so weird cursing because I barely curse.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it feels natural, like, if I come out, like, if I'm reading something. Anyways, so when I was 16, I got my first job as a camp counselor, and my mom bought me a nice pair of hiking boots as a gift. I wore them all summer, but absolutely could not find them. Even though I worn them the day before, I searched everywhere and even had my co-workers help me search. I found nothing. I even searched everywhere once I got home, just in case. But searched everywhere once I got home, but just in. What am I reading? Okay, just in case. But neither me or my family could not. I think she meant could not find them there either. I kind of accept that I was going to find them, but I felt bad. But eventually forgot about it. Well, 3 years later, I was packing my things to move out of my parents' house. While grabbing a bag from under the sideboard table in the dining room, I noticed a pair of shoes underneath too, so I grabbed them and put them away. Lo and behold, it was my fucking boots. Keep in mind, the legs on the side table were long enough that there was no way they would have gone unnoticed under there, since we keep our shoes under it often. All of my family members denied putting them there, and we thoroughly searched everything the first time I lost them, since they were expensive. Also, I didn't even originally lose them in the house. This shit still boggles my mind to this day, and I still can't think of an explanation that lines up with where I had actually lost them. Low key?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways.
So she lost a lash.
Ooh.
So, I didn't mean to get glue on her, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Baddies live and baddies
But,
don't regret nothing. So,
anyways, it's honestly crazy how she didn't even lose them in her house, but they still searched her house. They couldn't find it, and when she was moving out, they magically appeared. It's not like they could have, like, grown legs and walked away. I get there's already feet, but, like, okay, passing.
Has anybody ever had an uncanny valley experience? Have you seen something that looks human but felt something wasn't right? Seen any black-eyed kids or men in black? Back in the 90s, I was driving to school to pick up my kids. Now, I don't know if I believe in people having auras that others can see and so forth. There was the woman. Large frame, looks about 50-something. All I could see around her was this dark green plasma. The cloud was moving slightly like an oil spill. She was waiting to cross the street. Thank gosh I was at the red light. So I got a nice long look at her and her cloud. She had no expression on her face, just staring straight ahead. I'd never seen anything like it before. And never again in 20 years. This type experience. That's kind of lame. I still vividly remember going to the pound with my mother to rescue an animal, and one of the dogs had the most human-looking eyes I've ever seen. Creeped me the fuck out. Maybe it was just a chihuahua. I don't know what else to tell you. I had a child therapist once who either crumpled her entire face into a fake smile or went completely stone-faced, which shocked me to rethink everything I told her. It was like she had an on and off switch. Smile for the child and take in information. I looked this up tonight for the sole purpose of telling this story. This is the only time I had ever posted on Reddit. For a little background, I'm currently a delivery driver. The money is decent and I'm out of school at the moment. I enjoy doing it too. I listen to podcasts or music while working, and it's pretty great. I had a weird interaction tonight. Most of the time, everything goes great. I leave the food, take pictures, and move on to the next. I go to my first trip for the night around 8:30. Got a late start. I had to go to a somewhat nice hotel about 15 minutes from the restaurant, so instructions were nothing unusual. Just leave on the door, get the PIN number, and leave. I go up to the room. I can hear people due to the door being slightly cracked. It sounded almost like background noise when you watch a TV show where your friends are sitting in a restaurant or a bar. As soon as I knocked, it all stopped. I can finally hear a guy say, be right there, in a cheerful voice. At this point, I've thought nothing of the sound, figured just a TV or a phone. Whatever. He opened the door, and as soon as I made eye contact, a fight or flight instinct kicked in. His eyes were almost doll-like, with forced facial movements. I shoved it down as me being stupid or paranoid, so I just said, "Here you go, man. Also, I need the pin." So he looked at me as though I asked him something in another language. Then in a split second, he corrected his posture, gave a big creepy smile, and said, "XXX," through his smiling teeth. Legitimately did not break eye contact or smile with me. The whole time I put the number in my phone. At that point, I tried to convince myself that he was stoned or something, and just trying to act normal for at least my sanity. That's what I hoped. I played it off and just said, "Thanks, man. Have a good one." He gives me a slow head nod and turns back to his room, still making eye contact, same smile. Not in a cheesy horror movie type of way, but in a way that seemed like he was pretending to know what to do. I carried on with my night. I can't get the image out of my head. I had to look up the uncanny valley theory for the sole purpose of figuring out what I had felt. It was probably just an odd guy that wasn't very sociable or something. But even still, it actually gave me goosebumps. And to top it all off, that thing did not even leave a tip. Shake my head.
I tipped my drivers $1.
Okay, guys. Are we done?
I think so. Bye, guys. Last pick of my dogs. I'm trying to blur. Oh, wait.
We're gonna...
Seems like a good idea.
Bye.
Okay, bye.